Hey there, my name is Dan Mendelow, high performance mindset coach, and in this video, I'm going to give you ultimate clarity into what's been holding you back from tapping into that mountain of unrealized potential you know you've got inside of you. And you're watching this for a reason, right? It's probably because even though you have a great life, and let's be honest, a lot of people would probably kill themselves to be in your shoes for a year, you know you can have even more. You know you can make even more money. You know you can be financially free. You know that you can be so effective at what you do that you have the time to fully enjoy your life. And I'm not talking about at 65 when you retire and you get your golden watch and all that other shit, right? You became an entrepreneur for a really good reason. And that's because you wanted to create clarity. You wanted to create freedom, you wanted to create control, and you wanted to create happiness, right? In essence, you wanted to be really happy, make a shit ton of money, have an amazing time, have the absolute best life you can have. Good simply isn't good enough. You're looking for extraordinary, but the problem is, you're watching this video because you don't have it yet, right? But you know you can. You know you're meant for so much more every day. And maybe the fact that you don't have it yet has created issues, anxiety, maybe feelings that things just aren't good enough, that you're not good enough, or just not enough. And maybe you haven't been able to quite put your fingers on the pulse of why you haven't been able to tap into your highest potential, that highest level of performance that would grant you the freedoms and happiness and enjoyment that you're really looking for. In this video, I'm going to give you the clarity that you need in order to take action and actually do something about it, right? So by the end of this video, you'll know what's actually going on. Because, there are some people out there who will say that, they don't earn enough because of the economy, or their clients don't understand them, or their industry is really hard, or they'll create excuses, right? There are people out there who seem to have an excuse for every single thing, right? They have a problem for every solution. But I know you're not like that because you're actually watching this video, which means that you're even more aware, which means that you know that you can't blame the things you have or don't have in your life on anything or anybody else other than you. You're in control of your results, right? You know that. But maybe you don't know what in you is holding you back, is preventing you from actualizing your highest potential and having your most extraordinary life. So we're gonna get into that. Now, depending on where you are in terms of your research and understanding of the mind, some of this might be review, but that's totally cool, right? Just bear with me. If you're ahead of the class, we'll catch up to you in a moment. So you have a conscious and an unconscious mind. The conscious mind is like a backseat driver. That means it can get really, really loud, but it doesn't have its hands on the wheels. And when we talk to ourselves, when we hear our thoughts, when we read most books, listen to most podcasts, talk to our friends, talk things out. That's what we're talking to. That's what we're speaking with, the conscious mind. But like the backseat driver, it can't do anything. If you've been driving to the same destination your whole life and you want to drive somewhere else, talking to the backseat driver won't do shit. You need to speak with the driver. Your driver is your unconscious mind, and that's responsible for all of your thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, identity, emotions, communications. It's responsible for your heart rate, your breathing, your balance, all the things that happen in every one of your trillions of cells and every single second to keep you alive. That's the source of all of your success and limitation. It's inside of your unconscious mind. And the unconscious mind, its number one directive, the thing that it must do above all other things, is keep you safe, keep you alive. But the problem is that it doesn't know the difference between safety and the same. It thinks that, hey, you're still alive, right? That must mean that whatever you've been doing up until now, that's what you should be doing. Even if consciously you don't like it, even if consciously you know that it's limiting you, even though consciously you know that it's not helping you accomplish your goals. That's the issue. Your unconscious mind doesn't care. It thinks live. It thinks stay alive at all costs, and it will try to keep you in whatever it thinks is your safe zone. Called the comfort zone. You know that, right? By the way, you ever noticed that the people in their comfort zones are rarely ever comfortable? Excuse me as I adjust myself on my couch for this. But you notice that the people who are in their comfort zones, they're boxed in, right? Because their unconscious minds don't know what else is out there. It thinks, hey, we know this stuff. The devil we know is better than the devil we don't, because the devil we know, we're still alive with that devil, but the devil we don't know, that could effing kill us, right? That could cause us to lose whatever we've worked so hard to get, whether it's a little bit or a lot. So your unconscious mind wants to keep you the same. It doesn't like change. And so then we get into the real source of why you haven't been able to tap into your mountains of unrealized potential. Self-sabotage. Now, remember, you might ask, well, why would I want to sabotage my success? All right, making more money is good. Falling in love is good. Getting healthy is good. Why would my mind prevent me from getting that? Well, there are 3 levels of self-sabotage. The first one is your happiness and success comfort zone. Think back to just a second ago when we were saying that the mind just knows, hey, whatever we know, stay that way. Stay here. We know what's here. We know we stay alive here. And even though it might not be great, it might not be what we want, it's still what we've got. And it's better than potentially losing it all. Now, your unconscious mind has a comfort zone for happiness and success. Another way to think about it is like a thermostat, right? A thermostat, once you set it, will not let you go too far above or below it. When it gets too cold, it'll adjust the room. It'll turn some automatic system on so that it heats the place up so that it hits the level again. When it gets too hot, it'll turn on an automatic process and cool things down until you hit that level again. It's the same thing with your comfort zone for happiness and success. When you fail too much, right? When you go too far below, you get out of your comfort zone. You get into this world of mystery and you have no idea what's there. And so your mind will start pushing you into action. You might feel the ability to work more or the motivation to work more. Even if it's out of fear or stress or whatever it is, it'll kick you into high gear so that you can finish whatever you need to finish, achieve whatever you need to achieve, or do even better in whatever it's learning or sales or marketing or whatever it is to do, so that you can get your happiness and success back up to comfortable levels. But here's the crazy thing. It just doesn't know what's above your happiness and success comfort zone. Just like the thermostat, when you get too high, it'll self-regulate back down. And that's why people who have good lives, great businesses, good relationships, they get a windfall in business. That means they suddenly make a lot of money in business and they start partying too much. They start blowing off meetings or clients. They start getting into fights at home. They start doing drugs. They start spending a hell of a lot of money, right? They will sabotage their happiness and success so they bring themselves back down, because the unconscious mind doesn't know what's out there when you become super successful. It has no idea. So it thinks it must be bad. So it'll prevent you from being at that even higher level. Now, if you want even more about this, read an amazing book. It's called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. And he will talk about the upper limit, right? That's the upper limit of where you can go before your mind freaks out. And there are actually 4 beliefs that he's identified. I've identified a few more, but that's fine. But that's for another video. It's for another time. You could read the book if you would like to supplement your education here. He's found a couple of beliefs that form this upper limit. We're going to get to beliefs in just a second. Now, that's level 1, or one form of self-sabotage. The second one is emotional baggage. You ever met someone with a lot of emotional baggage? They seem to be triggered by everything, right? You can't call them anything. You can't look at them a certain way. They won't get out of their house after 7. They won't do this. They won't go there. They won't try that, right? Because their unconscious minds see the world almost like a minefield. And they're walking on this very narrow path between it, and they can't step off of that because it might blow up. Now, how does it know that it's dangerous out there? So your mind, again, in self-preservation, will help you by making you avoid, resist, deny, reject, or sometimes not even be aware of things that might make you uncomfortable, unsafe, or in pain. And it knows what a threat is like that by looking into your past and looking for anything that hurt you back then. And then it'll look into your present and future for anything that looks remotely similar to it. And it'll make you resist, reject, avoid it. It's sort of like when I was in Thailand. I was in Thailand for a meditation retreat a couple years ago. And it's a month-long retreat with the same people. And a couple days in a row, I'd been seeing this beautiful girl and I wanted to go and talk with her. And every single time I went to say hi, she'd find some sort of excuse to run away. She needed to go to the bathroom, she needed to go talk to a friend, she needed to go do something, whatever. And then one day she came up to me and said, Dan, you know, it seems like you're a great guy. People obviously really love you. I think you're actually kind of pretty cute, but you kind of sort of remind me of a boyfriend who cheated on me for 8 months. And then she got up and ran away. And I thought, how strange. But also how crazy it is that one, she realized that she was doing and still could not control it. And two, how many times has it happened to us and we don't even know that our unconscious minds steer us away from situations that it thinks might even make us uncomfortable in the least bit. And it's just because of shit from the past. You know, I'm not her boyfriend. I don't even know her boyfriend. Who knows what he actually looks like? I don't even see a picture, so I can't even say if he actually looked like me. But something reminded her, and that was enough. So that's what emotional baggage will do. Now, there are 5 basic negative emotions: anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt. And when your unconscious mind sees any of that in the past or holding on to it from the past, it'll connect that sort of discomfort with anything you can see in the present or future that reminds you of it, and it'll whoosh, resist that opportunity. Say no to that risk. Stay away from that person. Don't talk there. Don't go to that. Don't even see that issue, that opportunity, that possibility. It shuts you down immediately. So emotional baggage is another level of self-sabotage. Now the third one, beliefs. This is really the deepest level. Beliefs form your perceptions. I'm sure you've heard that perception is reality. Well, perceptions are formed by beliefs. And just like the Ford quote, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. It's the placebo and nocebo effect in incredible real life. Placebo effect, when you believe that a substance, some sort of medicine, right, like a sugar pill, when you believe in its powers to heal you or change you, when you believe in it so much that it actually does. And that's why medicines, at least in America, are tested against placebos. And the placebo effect is generally, at least accepted in pharmacology, to be 30% effective. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, the most successful antidepressant that we've got on the market has an approximate 42% rate. That means it's only 12% more effective than a sugar pill plus belief. That's how powerful belief is. When you believe that something is real enough for you, it'll be real. Not just that, but your beliefs will set up expectations. Ever expected something to happen so much and you kind of made it happen? I had a client who thought that all men were pigs. That's where she really believed that. All men are pigs, they all have ulterior motives, and we do. Ooh. But it's mostly true. But she believed that all men are pigs. And so one day, this really happened. She was standing at a crosswalk and a guy walked up to her and complimented her on her style. She has good style. What are you gonna do? Says, hey, that's a beautiful outfit. And she looked at him, because of her expectation. She expected all men are pigs. And so that changed her behavior. Why? Because she changed her perception. She thought, all men are pigs. Therefore, if he compliments me on what I'm wearing, there could only be one thing that he wants, and that's sex, and fuck that guy. And she said something bitchy to him and crossed the street, and he obviously was caught off guard and said something nasty back. But because of the result that she created, her mind said, see? All men are pigs. Look at what he said. Listen to what he said to you. All men are pigs, and that just reinforced her belief. That is a demonstration of the nocebo effect. That's when you believe that something negative is going to happen, so much so that you actually create it. You make it happen. And so your beliefs can either be expanding, helping you create something, or limiting, helping you, shut down from something, helping you reject something, resist something, step away from something, or create a negative outcome. So that's the third level of self-sabotage. So you've got 3 levels, right? You've got your happiness and success set point or your comfort zone. You've got emotional baggage, and you've got beliefs, limiting beliefs. And with these 3, your mind will block you off. It'll help you by keeping you the same. Even if you are feeling like you're moving forward, it takes more work than it should. And maybe you're not moving as fast as you can forward, or maybe you're not as effective, or whatever it is, right? Maybe you're not moving as far as you thought forward, right? But your mind is slowing you down. It's holding you, restricting you, and keeping you back. The beautiful thing is that you can change all 3 of these. That's actually what I do in the High Performance Accelerator, showing you exactly, step by step, how to counteract all 3 levels of self-sabotage so that you can tap in to all of that potential. You can perform at the highest level you ever have in all areas of life and create your most extraordinary life. More info about that in other videos, but for now, get thinking, really pay attention to those 3 levels and how they've been playing out in your life. Sometimes awareness is enough to start changing things. And obviously, again, if you really want to know step by step what you can do to counteract these 3 forms of self-sabotage permanently, check out the High Performance Accelerator. Until next time, I'm Dan Mendelow, your high performance mindset coach. Have an amazing rest of your day.